Hello friends, how are you doing? And I hope you really are all doing good and having a wonderful time. Okay, so we'll now discuss the questions, the NEET pattern exercise on the chapter excretory products elimination, right? Let's come to the first question, and what does it say? Uricotelism is found, right? So it's a type of excretion, right? Now when we discuss the types of excretion, when we are discussing the types of excretion, we will see there are various types of excretion. The most primitive and for the was a monotelism. Then you have uriotelism, and finally is the uricotelism, right? So that these are the three types of excretion which we know of, or which can be broadly classified into. When we talk about the monotelism, we will see that these are mostly seen in the aquatic animals. Okay, these are mostly seen in the aquatic animals. The uriotelism, and basically what is there, a monotelism are seen in aquatic animals because ammonia is highly soluble in water. Okay, ammonia is highly soluble in water and hence needs a large amount of water and hence needs a large amount of water for its disposal. So that is why the aquatic animals can they can afford to excrete in this manner. Now uriotelism and uricotelism, this was the adaptation for the land animals, because the land animals they do not live in water, they cannot afford to waste so much of water for excretion. Okay, so this we can say as an adaptation for land animals to conserve water. Okay, adaptation for land animals to conserve water. And also what we will see that adaptation for land animals to conserve water, uriotelism, the excretion mode will be urea, right? Urea. And uricotelism, okay, when we talk of uricotelism, we will see that here the excretion mode is mainly uric acid, okay. For example, the reptiles, the birds, insects, etc. Okay. So all those animals which have this, okay, all those animals which are having this uricotelism, they are the uriotelic animals, right? Those are the uriotelic animals. Sorry, this will be not uricotelic animals, uricotelic animals. Okay, uricotelic animals, right? And similarly, those urea, those will be uriotelic animals, and those having the monotelism will be called as the ammonotelic animals. Okay, so these are different animals having these modes of excretion, right? Now let us come to our question. What does it say? That uricotelism is found in, as I said, okay, uricotelism, basically, and yes, the uricotelism is found in birds, reptiles, and insects. Okay, the droppings of birds is called as the guano, Guano, which is highly concentrated form, and it's the uric acid, right? It's the uric acid, right? Let us move to the next question, that when a fresh water, okay, first I will first I will be removing everything and then we will be talking about the question. Right. When a freshwater protozoan possessing a contractile vacuole is placed in a glass containing marine water, the vacuole will, okay, suppose first of all you do not know, right, what is a freshwater protozoan. We have talked about the protozoans and all. Okay, so first what we should know, that right, when a freshwater protozoan, so we get hold of this protozoan, and this protozoan has a contractile vacuole. So what is the function of this contractile vacuole? We should know that, right? What is the function of this contractile vacuole? And then after that it is placed in the marine water. It is placed in the marine water, then the vacuole will what happen, right? So what we will see, that first of all, that that protozoan was in fresh water. Now fresh water is always a hypotonic solution, a hypotonic, okay. It's a hypotonic solution, right? It's a hypotonic solution, and hence what will happen, the water will be entering the protozoan, that is there will be endosmosis, okay. Hence endosmosis will be taking place, right? And because of this endosmosis, what will happen, okay, there will be more and more water coming inside, and that is why the contractile vacuole is present, possesses, and that is why this freshwater protozoan always contains a contractile vacuole, so that it can control the amount of water coming inside, okay. So hence endosmosis, hence this water, okay, hence this water inside okay, hence this water inside can be controlled by contractile vacuole, This is the function. But now let us see our case, what is happening here. We are placing it in marine water. So marine water is a hypotonic solution, okay. So if we talk about of the marine water now, right, marine water, this is what? This is a hypertonic solution, hence there will be exosmosis of water, and since there will be exosmosis of water, what will we see, that there will be no contractile vacuole, because there is no excess water inside to regulate that water. Contractile vacuole was there, hence does not require, right, hence does not require contractile vacuole. Okay, hence does not require the contractile vacuole. So what do you know? So the option will be that definitely the contractile vacuole will disappear, right? Next, what? If the Henle's loop were absent from the mammalian nephron, which of the following is to be expected? Right. We all know the function of the mammal, okay, the Henle's loop in the mammals, okay, it is to absorb urine from the glomerular filtrate and to concentrate the urine, right. The function of Henle's loop, the function of Henle's loop, okay, the function of Henle's loop is to absorb urine, is to absorb water from the glomerular filtrate right. So, the function of Henle's loop is to absorb water from the glomerular filtrate, okay, it absorbs water from the glomerular filtrate and makes the urine concentrated and makes the urine concentrated, okay, and makes the urine concentrated. So, if Henle's loop were absent, now what it is telling that the Henle's loop will be absent from the mammalian nephron, which of the following is to be expected. So, if the Henle's loop is not there, no more water reabsorption from the glomerular filtrate and hence the urine will be dilute. Let us see whether that option is given. The urine will be more concentrated, this rubbish, the urine will be more dilute. Yes, this will be my answer, that the urine will be more dilute. Okay. Now, let us go to the next question. A condition of failure of kidney to form urine is called as, yes, absolutely, right. So, when the kidneys fail to form urine, when the kidneys, right, when the kidneys fail to form urine, we call it as a anuria condition. Fail to form urine, then called as anuria. Less frequent urination we can call as oligouria, okay, different terms. So, we can just write those terms rather than writing the whole thing. Anuria, failure to form urine, oligouria, less frequent or less formation of urine, or we can say less frequent urination, less frequent urination, okay. Then polyuria, more frequent urination as we see in the case of diabetes, okay. So, more frequent, I think the polyuria is not there, more frequent urination as in diabetes. So, anuria, oligouria, polyuria, right, polyuria. Then we can talk of the dysuria, when there will be painful urination. These are the different, we have discussed this in the, and no, even we can talk of the hematuria, when there will be blood in the urine, hematuria, when there will be blood in the urine. Similar, ketonuria, when there will be ketone bodies. And when will the ketone bodies is formed? When the fats are, when the fats are broken down, the acetoacetate and the beta hydroxybutyrate, right? Then again proteinuria, when there will be proteins in the urine. Okay, so all these things you should keep in mind, and hence the answer will be a condition of failure of kidney to form urine is called as anuria. Okay, we move on to the next question. A person is undergoing fasting, his urine will be found to contain abnormal quantities of, right. So, when a person is undergoing the prolonged fasting, definitely the carbohydrate the prolonged, okay, mark the word prolonged. What has happened? The carbohydrate reserve will be lost. Okay, since the person is not starving for a long time and it is fasting, so still from the carbohydrate the fat deposits will be utilized, not the protein. Protein is on too much starvation, the body starts getting emaciated and the protein breakdown happens. Okay, so since the person is fasting, since the person is fasting, hence the fat breakdown will start. The fat breakdown, right, will start taking place. Okay, so since the person is fasting, hence the fat breakdown will start taking place, and then what will happen, right? Now, when the fat breakdown starts taking place, what will happen? We will see that there will be the formation of ketone bodies. Okay, hence there will be formation of ketone bodies. Okay, hence there will be formation of ketone bodies like acetoacetate, right, like acetoacetate, beta hydroxybutyrate, etc. So hence there will be formation of ketone bodies, right. So there will be formation of ketone bodies like the acetoacetate, the beta hydroxybutyrate, etc. So a person is undergoing prolonged fasting, his urine will be found to contain abnormal quantities of ketone. So this is going to be the right answer for this, the ketone bodies, right. Let us look at the next question. In Hydra, okay, in Hydra the waste material of food digestion and nitrogenous waste material are removed from. So we are talking about a coelenterate. We are talking about a coelenterate, a coelentron, right, belonging to the phylum Coelenterata. And we all know, I mean we have all studied that yes, there is a single, okay, there is no end-to-end plan, there is a single opening the mouth, there is no formation of anus till here. Okay, so if we talk of the general structure, what we see, okay, this is the mouth, there is just one opening, that is the mouth, there is no anus formation, and it has all these the tentacles, right, single mouth opening, and apart from that these are what, the tentacles. Okay. So, the single mouth opening, the tentacles, and the hydra, and then what we see, you know, that these, the material of food digestion, waste material of food digestion, and nitrogenous waste. So, what we will see, you know, whatever the, you know, they have a single mouth opening, okay, there is no double opening, okay, in the form of anus. So, whatever they eat, whatever comes in from this side will be ingested, or, you know, extract, or, you know, it will go out or excreted from the same opening, that is the mouth opening, right, that is the waste material. The waste material will, right, the waste material will be given out of the mouth, will be excreted from the mouth itself. Okay. So, the waste material will be excreted from the mouth itself. Okay. However, what we see, you know, that the nitrogenous waste will come out from the body wall. Okay, the nitrogenous waste will come out from the body wall, right. So, what we will see is nitrogenous waste will come out of the body wall. Right, the nitrogenous waste will come out of the body wall, and this is what we know we will do about, we learnt about the Hydra. So, in Hydra, the waste material of the food digestion, nitrogenous waste material are removed from the body wall, from the mouth, and the mouth, this is okay, not going to be applicable. Then body wall and the body wall, I mean, some games they are playing, mouth and the body wall, yes, this will be the right answer. Why I said games, you know, the same mouth and mouth, body wall, body wall, body wall and body wall, what is this? Okay. So, the answer will be mouth and the body wall, right. Now, let us concentrate on the next question. So, we are done with this, okay. I hope it's, yeah, it's fine. We will talk about the next question, and that is if the kidneys fail to reabsorb water, the effect on tissues would, you know, be what? Absolutely, this is so simple. If you ask a layman, you will say what? If the kidneys fail to reabsorb water, you know, the kidneys are not reabsorbing water, the water content will decrease from the body, because water is going out of the body, and hence, you know, definitely what will happen, there will be shrinking and shriveling of the tissues, isn't it? Kidneys do not reabsorb water, right. So, there will be diluted urine, right. In what, in this case, what will we see? There will be the presence of diluted urine, right. So, kidneys do not reabsorb water, and then there will be the presence of diluted urine, and hence, so where is the water coming from the urine? You know, someone is not putting water in your urine, that is coming from the body itself. So, definitely, you know, it is coming from the body tissues, from the cells, and so, you know, what will happen, the tissues and the cells will get what? Dehydrated, and they will shrink and shrivel. Hence, tissues will get dehydrated will shrink and shrivel. Okay, hence tissues will get dehydrated and will shrink and shrivel, and hence the right answer would be for this one would be this, right. Let us go on to the next question. Glucose is taken back from the glomerular filtrate through, yes. Now glucose is actively reabsorbed from the proximal convoluted tubule by the means of what? So glucose is actively, this is the word, actively reabsorbed, right, from the proximal convoluted tubule, from the, this is the 8th question, from the proximal, okay, convoluted tubule. Right. So glucose is actively reabsorbed from the proximal convoluted tubule, right. Okay. So then we move on to the next question. Under the normal conditions, which one is completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule? Now the one, this they have asked this also many times, one which has a high renal threshold is glucose, and glucose will be completely reabsorbed. Okay, did we? So I didn't mention this. This is the active transport. Okay, so glucose is taken back from the glomerular filtrate through active transport in the proximal convoluted tubule. Right. We come back to this under the normal conditions. Under the normal conditions, which one is completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule, right. So what we see, glucose has a high renal threshold, right. Glucose has a high renal threshold, and will be completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule, okay, and will be completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule, right. So glucose is a high renal threshold and will be completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule. Okay, they say that when the glucose increases by more than a concentration of 180 milligram per deciliter, then it starts appearing in the urine, and that is condition is called as glycosuria. Okay, when the concentration of glucose is more than 180 milligram per deciliter, it starts appearing in the urine, the condition called as the glycosuria. So here what we say, under normal conditions, the one which is completely reabsorbed in the renal tubule is glucose. Okay, and now we move on to the next question. That would be probably the last question of the session. The brush border is characteristic of what? Right. The brush border, is a characteristic of the proximal convoluted tubule, right. It is a characteristic of proximal convoluted tubule, okay, where these will be present in the columnar cells of the proximal convoluted tubule, okay, and these will be these will what these are basically increasing the surface area, right, the surface area. So brush border brush border is a characteristic of the proximal convoluted tubule. Right, is a characteristic of the proximal convoluted tubule and is present in the what? In the columnar cells, in the squamous columnar cells, in the columnar cells. These along with the microvilli are present, which will increase the surface area and hence will function. Okay, these along with the microvilli are present, and this will increase the surface area. Right. So hence what we see that brush border are a characteristic of the proximal convoluted tubule. Right, friends. So probably we have come to the end of the session, and after this session I hope you enjoyed it and having a great and nice time. The time we meet again, a very good bye from this side. Thank you.